Hi, I'm Hayes.
And I'm Layla.
And we're blind. I bet you didn't see that one coming.
Because we didn't either.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Didn't See That Coming, our podcast. I'm Hayes.
And I'm Layla. And today we are going to be answering frequently asked questions about blind people.
These are just a few that we found on Google, but if you ever have any questions you'd like us to answer, feel free to comment them because we would love to know.
We will answer them
what
if we have an answer. We're not all knowing.
And we also will never be offended by questions you've asked because the amount of times I've been asked how I go to the bathroom is insane.
That is on here.
We have heard it all.
That might be a question we answer
Maybe.
today. If we have enough time, that is on my list.
All right.
So, let's get started. Our first question is, how do blind people dream? So, for me, I dream in the same way that I live normal life with just sounds and sensations. Obviously, my dreams are really convoluted and they never make any sense. But I do dream. I don't see when I dream. It's just sound and sensation.
Okay, for me, it's the same, but also, it sounds really weird. I don't know how to explain it, but, I can sense, everything. I'm,
Oh, interesting.
I never run into things in my dreams because, I just know they're there. It sounds really... Do you not have that?
No.
No, I'm, a superhero in my dreams.
Wow,
yeah,
that's so cool. You have, X-ray vision in your dreams,
yeah.
but not real. Okay.
No,
that's cool.
eye movement, but... Or not movement. No vision.
Vision,
but it's all... Just
yeah,
there.
so see, blind people's experiences are different, guys. We are not all the same.
Not all the same.
So, yeah. Okay. What do totally blind people see? I think we can both answer this one.
Absolutely. We have no... It sounds really weird. You probably think it's, black, but there's just no...
nothing.
No feedback in my eyes at all.
An analogy that I like to use is, put your hand in front of your eyes. You can see your hand. If you're sighted, then you can see your hand. And then put it behind your head. It's not black. It's not darkness. It's just not there. There is no hand in front of your face. There is no vision that we see when we're completely blind. So,
exactly.
Yeah, try it. It's very hard to picture.
That's a really good explanation.
Yeah.
It's hard to explain.
Yeah, so going on to this completely blind thing, is blindness a spectrum?
Absolutely. I know people that are technically, legally blind, but they can get around completely fine. They can read print. They can, full on run across a crowded room and find the exact person they're looking for. And then there are people like me and Layla that can't see a thing.
Yeah, we just explained. So there are definitely, visual acuities. If you ever hear people say, you have 20/20 vision or 20/40 vision, that can go to, 2200 with your best correction is considered legally blind, but it can go very far. I know someone with, 2600 maybe.
I wonder what ours is called.
Something like that.
We should get
20-0.
It should just be 0.
I'm not 0-0. I'm not sure. But, so, yeah, their blindness is a spectrum, and visually impaired is, primary blindness is actually low vision or visual impairment, not completely blind. But that's, Our next question is it possible for a blind person to live alone? Most definitely.
Very possible.
Very possible.
Happens every day.
Yeah. There are definitely things that make it easier and things that make it harder. I think living in the suburbs might be hard just because of transportation and needing to get out. Big cities, you have Ubers, you have public transportation, you can walk places. So transportation is the main issue. But living yourself.
The physical house stuff, blind people have full ability to cook, to clean, to make the money to own a house, all that stuff. Me and Layla, we're still in high school, so we're not dealing with that yet. Luckily and not luckily. But, so, we can't give you, the full... But, even around the house, we're able to do stuff. And
oh, yeah.
There are so many blind people that...
Sometimes I wish I couldn't clean so my parents wouldn't make me do chores, but, that is unfortunately not the case. So, yes,
true.
Blind people can live alone.
Yes, they can.
Can a blind person cook? Yes.
I'm a great cook.
Okay, so, actually.
I'm the better cook than you. You literally just said your only, expertise was using a microwave.
I'm very skilled at the art of microwaves. microwaves are great. I'm also very good at reheating leftovers.
That is amazing.
So, yes, blind people can cook. Does not mean all of them are good at it, just as all sighted people aren't good at cooking, but yes.
But I am, okay? I literally, like, can bake, like, good things.
Are you
like,
sure?
yes.
Okay.
I'll
Go
bake
ahead.
for you.
Okay.
I'll bake for you later today.
Okay. Well, apparently blind people can't cook, so.
Yeah, they can. But there's, definitely a lot of adaption required. Like, I have, like, Braille on my, like, oven
Appliances.
and microwave and stuff.
You can get, if you're afraid of cutting, like, with knives or whatever, you can get, gloves that you won't cut yourself. Because obviously you can't see where the knife is, even though,
that's
you get
kinda
anti-cut gloves. I've had them I've actually had them not for cooking, but for science classes when you have to use, I had a class where we had to use a scalpel, and so I got, gloves that I wouldn't cut
I would be
myself
kind of scared, because
no one trusted me.
As a blind person, you have to, like, read with your fingers. So, like, cutting yourself would just kind of be, like blinding you in a way. It's like we would be like, I can't read, I can't feel anything.
I know, because your finger,
if you cut your fingers off, that would just be like y'all sighted people, like, gouging your eyes out.
Yeah, that would be really bad.
That would not be pleasant.
So yes,
that's kind of cool.
Yeah, that is an adaptation that a lot of people use.
And they have, like, Braille. I don't have them because I kind of just know what the sizes are now, but they do have, like, Braille measuring utensils, which I think are pretty cool. I kind of want to get them because then you can do, like, smaller, like, increments, which, like, I don't, like, know. But
that's valid. Okay, next question. How does blindness feel? Terrible. It's so painful. It is the worst thing that I've ever experienced.
It's horrible.
Yeah, it
horrible.
just makes me so sad every day. I'm sorry, guys. We are being sarcastic.
Yeah. What is really funny, though, is whenever I was first born, I was, like, a really, really whiny baby in the hospital. Like, I was always crying. And whenever I first got my diagnosis, my mom thought to herself, I bet you that's why she's crying, because she's blind. That is not true. I've never known any different, so it just feels normal to me. But yeah, it definitely doesn't, like, feel as bad as you think it would.
Yeah.
It's just,
for people that lose their vision, I'm sure it's very
terrifying,
isolating, scary, all the things.
Yeah.
I have so much respect for people that go through that. I can't imagine. For me, I picture, like, that as, like, losing my hearing, losing my touch, something
losing
like that.
Your fingers.
Losing my fingers, like we just talked about. But no, it feels normal to us. It feels just like going through life just without a vision. So yeah. Our next question is, why do some blind people wear sunglasses?
Layla can answer this.
I can speak to that because I wear sunglasses for a number of reasons. So I started when I was younger, per my parents' request, for protection, because while my eyes do not work, they are still part of me, and like a fragile part of your body is your eye. And most sighted people can see if something is coming towards your eye, if, like, a branch, if someone's not paying attention in their hand, or something is coming towards your eye, they can see that and, like, block it. But I obviously cannot, because I can't see. So my parents' mentality was, well, let's get her eye protection for her eyes. And now I wear them partly, yes, for protection, and partly just because it's a fashion that, no one else is going to walk around with sunglasses on inside, especially darker colored ones. So it's a fashion statement that no one else can pull off. No sighted people can pull off except me. So that is why I wear them, both of those reasons. Some people do it to, if they've had, like, if people have had, like, an accident, or if people have eyes that maybe don't look the same way and they don't want people to see those out in public. Some people I know also do it to hide their eyes. That's another reason. So there are a lot of reasons.
I do I don't wear them every day, but if it is sunny out, like, blind people, their eyes can still be sensitive to sunlight. Mm-hmm. So even though I can't see the sunlight at all, if it's, like, in my eyes, it'll still hurt. So that's why I do it. Just, like, if it's a really bright sunny day, and
just like how any sighted person would do it.
Yeah, so we can do it just for that purpose.
So yeah, that is also another reason. So this goes back to our bathroom question. How do blind people know when to stop wiping? I get this more than you would think. This is a very, I never expect people to ask me this, but I get asked it a lot.
It's a very tough question to answer, too, because a lot of it is kind of just, like, guessing. Like, you just wipe more than you have to and just, like, hope that it's all gone.
And then also, you could feel, like, when something is on your body, like, you can feel it. Like, the sensation is there, I feel like. So it's a lot about touch. And also, I am not sure how sighted people know when to stop wiping either, because
you look
I
at
don't
the
know
toilet
how.
paper.
Oh.
Yeah,
Really?
And then once it stops, like, having stuff on it, yeah, I think that's what people do.
I
could be wrong, though. I mean,
because I was gonna say, I don't know how you contort yourself to look at your butt while it's...
No,
yeah.
I don't think you look at the toilet paper.
Okay, that makes a lot more sense. You learn something new every day, everyone. And mine was this. So yeah, you're just guessing.
A lot of guessing.
A lot of more wiping than is necessary. Yeah,
for sure. Yeah.
Okay, can you drive as a blind person?
I wish.
Nope.
I really wish.
That is one of the main things I wish I could do as a blind person. People are always like, "What do you wish you could do?" Drive.
100%. Because it definitely restricts a lot. But I really hope that cars will be able to drive themselves in the future. That would be, very amazing for all blind people. But right now, we just have to rely on other people, Ubers, public transport, all that type of stuff.
All the things.
Walking, all the things.
So yeah, I mean, but we have other ways of
getting around.
Also, we never have to pay for car insurance or gas money or
exactly
any of the things. So all that money that goes to public transportation and Ubers, that's our gas money, our car insurance money. That's what all that is.
We're saving the planet too.
Yeah, exactly. We're
not polluting the earth.
Yeah, exactly. Are there jobs for blind people?
Many.
I wouldn't say there's a job that's specifically made for a blind person. I'm not sure.
But, like, blind people can do...
Yeah.
Most jobs. I mean, obviously, we couldn't be a race car driver.
Or a bird watcher.
There are a lot of jobs that, wouldn't be super
Wouldn't be great, but you could do them.
I mean, I don't know how you'd be a bird watcher, but you could try. But there are plenty of jobs. People have been, there are blind doctors, blind lawyers, blind professors. There are a lot of really great, blind entrepreneurs. There are a lot of great jobs that blind people can have, so...
So the question is not whether you can do this blind. I feel for most jobs it's, I mean, how can you adapt it to be blind? Yes, but the question is like, are they qualified in every other aspect? Just like anyone else applying for a job, you have to be qualified.
Because I feel like there are some jobs that you can do better as a blind person.
I agree.
Yeah.
I don't wait.
Like, especially if it's a job based on like listening to other people.
True.
Like that's why I want to be a like whenever I want to go to college and be a child psychologist. I think I get the upper edge on that because I'm paying attention more to the tone of their voice because people are better at masking emotions on their face.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I think especially, jobs like that, like, I don't know.
I never thought about that, but that is really good. So, yes, blind people do work jobs, yes, and can support themselves fully.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Is it rude to call someone blind? No.
I'm offended you even said that word right now.
I know. I'm sorry. I just called you blind, Hayes. I know that's basically the equivalent of a slur. I didn't mean it.
Absolutely. No, I mean, I guess there are, people that can get offended by things if you...
People get offended by everything.
Yeah.
I mean...
But normally, like, I really don't care how you refer to me. Like, if you're like, this person is blind, or it's a blind person, whatever. Not it. She's a blind person.
It's a blind person.
I mean, people do say that when I'm walking down the hallways.
Yeah.
But... It annoys me if, like, you're, like, I'm right there and you're referring to me as the blind girl. If you don't know my name. Mm-hmm. But, like, if you know who I am and stuff, like, I do not care that I call myself the blind girl sometimes.
Mm-hmm. For me, it's, like, just the same as if you said, oh, that tall girl over there, or that girl over there, that blind girl over there. Being blind is one of my traits. It's something that I am sure that's what I am. Mm-hmm. So... I don't think it's... There is some controversy in the blind community about how people use it, so I would just be careful not to say it in an offensive tone if you're ever seeing a blind person. Just be like, blind! Like...
Or, like, I know there's some people that prefer to be called person with blindness.
Mm-hmm. But, instead of a blind person, but...
Like, I would say if you're concerned about that, most people aren't going to be offended, but, if you're worried, then just ask.
Yeah. Because there are people in communities of every kind that get offended by terms. So that's everyone, not just blind. But no, mostly the word blind is not a rude term, especially if
Not
they
at
are
all.
blind. It's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, do blind people know when they should sleep?
Okay, so this is an interesting question because, like, technically, like, I could look at the clock right now and tell you what time it is and, like, be like, yeah, I could go to
It's
sleep.
12 a.m. I should go to bed now.
But also, like, there is a lot of, like, you know, melatonin produced in your body, the sleeping chemical, whenever lights are dimmed and go off. So that's something that may not be produced as easily with a blind person. So there are a lot of blind people that struggle to have a good circadian rhythm, like, you know, sleep schedule, because of the, like, just lack of light all the time. So they don't, like, have that production. I've personally never had issues with that, but it definitely can be more of a struggle for blind people, especially, like, you know, younger kids and stuff, to sleep through the night.
Yeah. Like, do they know when they're tired? Yes. Do they know, like, that they should be sleeping? Yes. That's not a blind issue. But the issue is, for especially completely blind people, we can't see when the sun is out versus when it's not. So how a sighted person would see, oh, like, it's dark outside, like, darkness means sleep. Like, that's
Our brain's not making that
our brain is
connection.
not making that connection. So then they're like, well, we always are in darkness, so we should be awake. So there are problems with it, but most of the
definitely a
time
scientific
people
thing,
learn to deal with it. Especially at an older age. I mean, younger kids sometimes have trouble with it, but
Yeah.
Okay. How do blind people identify money? Several different ways.
Yeah.
Coins feel different. I mean, coins, U.S. Coins feel different. They're, I mean, quarters are the biggest, and dimes are I should
And then
really
some
know
have,
this.
like,
Dimes are the
some
smallest.
small. And then some have ridges, some don't.
Yeah. I think quarters and dimes are ridged on
Pennies
the sides.
are
and
smaller,
pennies
aren't
smaller,
ridged. Nickels are
ridged.
bigger. Have
And are not
ridged.
ridged. Bills,
Or
there
not
are
ridged.
many different folding systems that people do in your wallet. So I think the most common one is ones are left unfolded, like straight, fives are hamburger, tens are hot dog, and 20s are hamburger then hot dog. I think that's the most common.
Do you use
that's what I
folding
use.
system? Oh,
Yeah.
so you use okay.
Yes.
I am really bad about that. I just, like, put everything, like, in whatever I'm carrying money in, and then I just, like, pull out my phone and I'm scanning every bill.
Yeah,
because
are
you can do
money
that.
technologies. Yes.
Is it fast? No. Is it efficient? No. But also,
Does it work? Yes.
it works, and I eventually get there. And also, I'll just, like, be like, Mom, like, can you just, like... So, it's not wrong to ask for a little help sometimes.
Yeah, no,
Could I be
definitely.
more responsible and fold them on my own? 100%. But there are also other ways that, you know, can work just as well if you forget to fold them or whatever, so...
Sometimes I ask if I'm in a store and I'm buying something and if there's a big line behind me, I'm not going to take up the cashier's time. But if there's no one behind me and they give me change, I'll say, well, can you tell me which bills are which in this change,
Yeah, that's
please?
smart.
Just so that I'm not, like, shoving them in and then having to do it later, so I can fold it now and be done with it. That's what I do often, too.
Really interesting fact, though, is, you know, we live in the United States of America, but in Canada, they actually have Braille on their money, which is, like, really cool.
Great.
And then, you know, European, like, euros and stuff, they are different sizes, which is really cool.
So, U.S., I think, is one of
Definitely
the
the hardest to
money
do
to
bills,
identify.
yeah.
So other countries, you just learn the size. You learn what they're called. You learn
So
all
just
things.
like the coin identification of cash
Yeah.
would be for it all.
Okay, we have one more question. And this one is my favorite. How do I tell if I'm blind?
You would know.
I think you'll know.
You'll definitely know. If you're not seeing anything, that should definitely be something.
If you wake up one day and can't see, I think you might just maybe hypothetically be blind.
And maybe you should go to the doctor, but please don't drive yourself.
Yeah, don't drive yourself to the doctor.
That would not be good.
But yeah, if I think you know if you're blind. I don't think I've ever met anyone who asked me, "Am I blind?"
Yeah. You'll probably figure that one out pretty quickly.
So yeah, I hope these questions were helpful. If you have any other ones, feel free to comment, ask, however you would like to do that. And I hope we have provided you with education.
Yeah. Thank you so much. We won't see you
Of course.
later.
We won't see you later.